Hello, and welcome back to the Guns and Glory show. Today, we're working on the cabin in the back. I'm installing a steel roof. Technical difficulties. Scripture verse for the day, Jude 1, 24 and 25. Now unto him that is able to keep you from falling, and to present you faultless before the presence of his glory with exceeding joy, to the only wise God, our Savior, be glory and majesty, dominion, power, both now and forever. Amen. It's treated, and it's heavy. But I figured out how to get it on the truck. Ouch. I gotta figure out how to get it on the roof. Oh crap, what time is it? Until just now. Oh boy. I better figure out when he's open. Okay, I am in one of the last places on earth that I want to be. I'm on a roof. Not happy. But you get a pretty good view of stuff. Where the driveway is going to come through. I think I'm just going to get a application to build on the electric company's easement. Take it from around there and meet up with that right over there, because they want me to follow that pink ribbon through all that crap over there. I don't want to. It's a lot of work. Well, yeah, this is a lot of work. Not like I didn't know that. I don't care, I like work. But this definitely needed to be done. I mean, if ordered the new roof, at least the components, one at a time. That'll be here like the 21st. It's the 12th. Give me enough time to fix it up. Anyway, I'm gonna catch my breath. Okay, this ain't gonna be a real how-to video because I had a roofer. I'm gonna tell you what I did to do it. I had a little experience on roofs before, but not a lot. I like to start standing on the ladder with one of these shovels that's got the jack on it. I think that's what they call it, because you can pry with it. And you just shove it this stuff. I suppose I could just show you from up here. Get that started. It's one-handed. Yeah, it don't take much to get it up. And then just pry and shove, and pry and shove. You know, you're just making a mess. That's all. It ain't hard. Done with that. Sweep it off. Hammers and crowbars there too, so you don't lose them. Anyway, when you're done, you sweep it off of there, and you'll be able to find all these little nails and stuff, which I usually have a little tar paper flag on it, so you can find them. Pry them out. Sweep it off again. Same thing with that drip edge. Just run into it and pry. Rip it off of there after a while. And that's about close, because I ever want to get to the edge of the roof. Anyway, you get the point. And sometimes you find something kind of neat. Makes you ask some questions. Like, what is going on down there? Okay. I want to show you this real quick. The roofing nails. You can pull them out. Just jack them up with the shovel like that. They won't come out. You just run into them and they come out. Sometimes a little bit of resistance, but they come out. There you go. I want to point out something to you. Yeah, hornets. These are always a threat when you're working around something like this. Make sure before you start, you go to work on these hornets. I managed to find that one after I had a pretty good after I had a pretty good start. I don't feel bad for that thing because it would leave you, me, or your kids in the same condition. Okay, instead of cutting each piece of that wire lath, putting it in from the inside, I'm just gonna cut, well, I already did, cut that in a third and put it on from the outside and lay the other deck right on top of it. I really don't see anything wrong with doing it that way. Yep, that's gonna work. Just use these, oh, focus, thank you, little wafer headed screws. Yeah, they're not magnetic. Anyhow, just find the truss and put 3 on each side of it. That's it. That'll keep the critters out of there. The ridge vent was just about closed up there, so I had to get the saw and open it up. Like I said earlier, all you're doing today is making a big mess. Now this, notice how straight this guy cut these things off. I mean, it's like a child trying to cut her hair by herself for the first time. Why I say hers, because I had a daughter, I didn't have a son, so deal with it. This one, however, is a little better, but not a whole lot. Clean up when you're done. Make sure when you're working that you leave enough time to clean up when you're done. Because the next day when you get to work, you're going to walk into that mess and be like, oh man, and you're not going to want to work. This now is better than it's been since I bought the place. Anyway. Let's see, let's back up. Yep. Not bad for being afraid of heights. I'm going to have to get a 2x and scab on the side of every one of those. I gotta rebuild that up there too. That'll be the first board I put on the cabin. Notice that level. Well, it's because I don't remember what the angle is here to there. And so I just laid the board up there and put the level up until I got it level. Put a mark on it, found the number on the saw, and cut it. Not on the board though. I made that pattern piece. We'll cut everything off of that, because that'll be the same as whatever angle I need for each one of them boards on that, on each of those trusses, and for each of the boards over there on each of those trusses, as well as all 4 of those cuts, and for the aluminum or steel or whatever it is. Now these guys are going to be the boards that go on each one of them trusses. We're going to nail the fascia to it, kind of get that waviness out of it. I set that up about 12 inches from there. I just set the jig. I set this fence up as a jig. I just need 3 more of these. So I figured I'd get it in here before it was too late. If I'm thinking about how to do something, I usually ain't thinking about how to film it until after I know what I'm doing. Sometimes I like to show this on the spot, making it up as I go. Not this one. I just got ahead of it. I got one of those at that end. Got one of those at that end. I established it. Simply took tape measure from the wall to the corner on the furthest one out, which was about 12 inches. And then I moved my board down to 13 and nailed it. Now, could take a string, run it from the corner to the corner, and bring each one of them up to it, and that'll take the hump out of it, and that'll take the wave out of it at the same time. Now that we got our string up there, we can see where to put our corners. One thing that'll save you a little bit of time and a whole lot of hassle is put nails in first. And then put them at an angle that's going to help you when you get up there. Now if you put those things all in straight, you're going to be banging the claw of the hammer into the other raft or truss, depending on what kind of building you're building. Nice and flatter, it was a little bit higher, but we're on a slope. What are these? They're everywhere. Bring that up, slide that down until it touches it, and you might have to like push the board up out the way a little bit. There. Well, I want that up. Take your time now, it's gonna be here for a while. Take a minute to fix it anyway. One more. Doggone it. Been a while. There. Just keep on going. Well, that's a little bit better anyway. Except for the piece that come out of there. I gotta go cut that now. But I had to patch up the trusses there and kind of make a new fascia there. I try to leave enough room to maybe push this chimney back because it's tipped up quite a ways. Well, it's a little bit straighter than it was this morning. Keep in mind that is a factory cut and the building is doing its own thing. We got the area rebuilt around the chimney. It looks pretty good. Okay, this side's going to be a little bit different because of that. I don't know what this guy was thinking, but he lopped this place. I gotta fix it. Got that side put back together. That's a whole lot better than it was. What a mess. Anyway, ain't bad now. Well, now I gotta figure out how to get that up on the roof. And it's windy. Well, the wind's going that way, so we'll see how this works. Managed to get the plywood on the roof, at least a couple pieces. Using a non-traditional pattern. Started around that crap right there. And then I laid a sheet that way along the edge of that thing, because I don't like cutting that off. I don't care if I gotta cut that off, that's fine. I'm gonna do the same thing over there. That next sheet, 4 feet that way, 8 feet that way. It's about 12 feet. I gotta cut the 2 inches off of there. I'll fill in the blanks. I am not getting on the edge of that shit. I'm gonna try to show you how I get that piece of plywood up there. You can deadlift it, but that's a lot of work. A rope does save you a lot of work. You need 3 nails or 3 screws, preferably. Which, well, predictably not right here. Anyway, first thing you do is stretch the rope behind the sheet. Lay it up against your ladder first, and then stretch your rope. Unpoke the rope in the center. Good. take it up and put it to your screw that's right here. Rather, we'll be in a minute. The other ones are up there. This is quicker. Okay. Leave it out there about 3/4 of an inch. Put this on the inside. A couple inches up from the bottom. I was on the wrong side of the rope. All right. Yep. I'll take this end. Do something like that with it. Same thing with this one. Something like that with that one. All right, now. I'm gonna move this whole shebang. All right. There I go saying all right again. Which is the way I hope this turns out, because yeah, I don't like heights. That'll work. I'll be so glad when I'm done with this, because like I just do not like being up there. And don't stab yourself in the butt with that. Or the back of the leg. No, I didn't, but it was pretty close. Like that. And just pull. You hear that screw hitting. There. That's how you get plywood on a roof by yourself. Hello, Poppy. I want that to move while I'm messing around, so I'm going to screw it there with those screws that were in it. And I can organize and gather what was required to get that up here. And then take a minute to catch my breath. I like airplanes, I like to play with them, but I got a business up there, I ain't got no wings. Got all the full sheets on. Not counting that little notch there, that's a full sheet. Anyway, I'm gonna fill in this gap here, this one here, and this here. When I do the other side though, I'm gonna start at the ridge, 8 feet, go down 4, 8 feet, go down 4. That way I don't have to cut the ridge at the top like I did here. My only cut should be on the bottom. I don't mind having these weird pieces if all I gotta cut is the bottom. Now that I got that roof deck on it, all I got to do is trim the edges. Now what I don't have to do is trim that edge, I don't have to trim the ridge, and I don't have to trim the back. Which is good. I'm a little tired of being up there. I don't mind fitting in them little pieces. Like I said, all the flaws concentrate over here if you do it that way. Now, we just trim that off by using a jigsaw, like that. Hold on. Get out there. Get her done. All right, now. Trim them off like that until you're done. We got the fascia on the building now. Making progress on that pile too. The first, the first two pieces on the face went almost to the edge. So I wound up making one little cap on all four corners for it. It turned out okay. I've never done it before. I didn't film it because, frankly, I'm mad at God today. You know, he's supposed to be a friend, and the channel that I've got dedicated to him is being attacked, and he's sitting there with his thumb up his ass. While the devil's doing his job, he isn't doing his. So what a friend we have in Jesus. Which, by the way, the first time I had gone to church in a long time, the only song that they played at the end of the service was What a Friend We Have in Jesus. What a slap in the face. As soon as you get the fascia on, you can put the drip edge on it. That's this stuff. Just stick it on the corner. Edge like that, I'll take it just a tad past, like an 1/8 of an inch past. I ain't gonna make that room. And I'm gonna use the same kind of screws. You just put them straight down in every 2 feet. That's it. Time to put on the underlayment. Then we get the steel on it. Using these screws. Ain't no screw. Anyway, and a staple hammer. I gotta go get a razor knife so we can get this on there. You put on the first, like, course that way, not that way. It won't work if you do that. And then you notice there's this mark down there too. So you'll overlay that far and then start your next course. Probably get 3 courses would be at the top of this one. We'll see. No, I never even seen this part done before, so I'm just gonna try to roll that out and chop it and then carry the smaller piece up, because I had envisioned that getting over there, and then I'd have to get the roll and kind of shove it and unroll it and shove it a little bit and then cut it off and mess around on the edge, and I don't like messing around on the edge of nothing. So we're gonna try to cut it on the ground. We'll give it a go. If I can film something here and there, I will. I'm not sure quite how to do that yet. Let's see. Let's make something up real quick. No, that's gonna fall. So. Nope. Awfully smoky back here. $15 a pound my foot. If walking on this stuff would bother it, I don't suppose I would want it up there. And now the fun starts, because I got to get it up there. I don't know about walking on this stuff. They say it's slip resistant, but I'm not slip resistant. I am very much subject to gravity. I'll just climb up from there. I'm going to try to work above it as much as I can. I guess you can stand on this stuff, but I still don't like it. Hopefully that wind will stay died down. That first one was all sorts of fun. Too hot. I'll put my hat down. Do not like being up here at all still. Don't care. Ain't as bad as it used to be, but don't care, don't like it. Like giving kids fish, they just don't like it. Ain't nothing you can do about it. They just don't want it. Like this shit, hey, I don't want to be up here. This is bullshit. Hearing that echo off the trees is pretty neat though. I sort of appreciated that from the beginning. I like echoes. I named my kid Echo. It's a reflection of me and her mom. I heard that name once. I was working at Kmart at a register. This guy said, "Come here, Echo," to his little girl. Oh, she was cute as a button. I never forgot. I think it was 17 at that time. My daughter's older than that now. People fought me on that. I like it. I kind of think she does. She wanted to be Megan. Same age. I think with age. Okay. Back on the other side. Okay, I don't mind if I do. I'll do that. At least for a second. Oh, come on. I wish I could build the roof on the ground and then put it up here. Get a crane or something. Not to think about it. Try not to think about being on the roof, you're probably gonna fall. Any professional worth his salt would tell me not to be up here, and he'd be right. I don't know a whole lot about putting on steel siding and whatnot. If you really want to know how to do this, find the channel R&R Buildings. Man, I would love to have that guy work on my house. He's a perfectionist. He wants it done right, and he won't tolerate it if it ain't. They are good. They are very, 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 very good at what they do. And I wish they were here, but they weren't, so I can't afford it. You pay for help like that. There ain't nothing wrong with it. It's a little bit more wrinkly than I'd really like it to, but it's windy and I'm afraid to be up here. So the way that turned out, I'm gonna go with the 3 sheets up here and then lay the 4th strip along this way. And then I'm gonna finish building the roof all the way except for the ridge vent. And I can put the steel sheeting on, I can put the gable corners on, and right before I put the cap on this thing, I'll slice that up out of there. Anyway, I'm gonna put that on so I can get down. I got this part of it done, thankfully. Just about got that pile gone too. 15 cents a pound. Now that I've done a few of these sheets, I feel comfortable enough to actually shoot a video. I'm new at this too. So this stick helps me to figure out where I want to put my bolt holes. I've drilled a hole in each side of it so I can put a bolt in, hang the stick on it, put a bolt in, and it's 24 inches away, just like it's supposed to. However, on the ridge and on the edge, let's see. Let's just show you this way. You want a bolt on every one of those, on both sides of each rib. Now on the field, you want to, this is where your seam is. You want a bolt on each side of the seam, but just one in each section of the field. Since we did that, instead of just going in an even pattern, I just went like that. It seemed more symmetrical, it seemed like it made a little bit more sense, and it would favor the seams. So we're gonna do it that way. And yeah, I know I could have gotten white bolts if I wanted them. Didn't want them. These sheets are pretty heavy, but it's not like the plywood. Now when I did that side of the roof, the wind was blowing so hard this way, it was bending the sheet. It was actually helping me hold it down. And I'd lay it on there, wait for a gust to stop, and then I'd put it over on the other side. And just like on the plywood, I don't care to be on the edge of the roof. So I don't care if that's, you know, looks like the back of a B-2 bomber on that side. I'll cut it off later. Right now I'm just interested in getting it up underneath the ridge cap. Put it on myself for a couple inches overhang over there. Luckily for me, these 12-foot sheets are working without having to cut any of them. Fantastic. You get lucky sometimes. Listen to that echo out there. I'll fast forward some of this. I guess I'll do that now to save some time. I'm going to take that corner piece, just a hair past the edge of that cap that I made. Been nice if those fascias were 6 inches longer. I wouldn't have an edge cap, but it turned out nicely. Time to put the corner piece on. Actually, that time has passed. it's time to put that corner piece on. We use this one for illustration, whatever. Same bolts as on a roof, same spacing too, every 2 feet. And if you'll notice on that fascia panel, for them 2 ribs, the bottom rib will coincide with the bottom of that thing. And so the top of this thing goes like we're climbing one of them army video games. Same thing, 2 feet spacing, overlaps this quite a ways, so you can be a little bit ragged with a cut, it's all right. As for that ridge vent, once I get these corner pieces done, I will slice into that and then put the ridge cap on. I'll go through and replace all these. Not that they're wrong, it's just that I've got a whole bunch of these and not a whole bunch of those. And I don't know if those rust. So, in order to get, this is pretty easy because I can use one piece and just make one cut on the corner over there like that. So we've got our pattern I've been using forever. Goes in there like that. And so, on mosquitoes. So you put that in there and mark it. And yeah, this is how close I was to missing making this video. All right, I can't show you that. I'm fighting a bug and keeping my balance. Hold up. If you want that corner to come out right at the peak, same thing with the fascia. You got to cut that angle a little bit that way on this piece. And then when this piece comes in, you cut it plumb, and that one winds up tucking behind it. And if there's heat expansion or whatever, or if the building flexes, you're not going to be able to see that crack. So to do that, we square up our block and then tip it back that way a little bit, and then make your mark. Corner pieces are up. Only thing I forgot to point out is we put the bottom piece on first, then the cap. That way rains can go down and sort of drain off. Time to put that ridge cap on, but I wanted it vented. So I got a hold of this stuff. It's called Viper Vent. Let the air go through it. And some spray adhesive. We'll attach it to that. This stuff, like, it sticks it okay. It's basically enough just to get it up there, which I'll show you next. Don't forget to get that out of your way. Your ridge vent ain't gonna work. It's a matter of getting a knife and slicing it. I have got the ridge vent laid up here. I'm gonna use a 2-inch screw in every single one of them, all the way down. Use a little bit longer screw because of that extra distance. Now what I need to do is to tuck that black material up underneath that ridge. And I've already taken a measurement, so what that leads us to do is to cut that at 7 foot 9.5 in this case, which is about right there. And then I'm gonna let it stick out, about 2.5 inches. And that'll leave room for the end of this metal to sit on top of that corner without this stuff interfering. That should be continuous with the other piece. Now I got to figure out how to trim that out. I measured under it to the face. Here we are. Measured under from the face out, say 2.5 inches, and then you come back 1/2 inch and make a mark, and now you got 2 inches. And then the next one's maybe 2 3/4 inches. Come back from there to there to 3/4 inch, make a mark. You got 2 inches. Say that's 2 7/8 over there. Come back 7/8 and make an inch, make a mark. You're 2 inches from your face. Now I need a straight line. Well, I tried chalk line and I knew it wouldn't really work, but it didn't really work. And then I thought I need a straight edge, but what am I going to stick in here? You know, I thought a cardboard maybe, and then I thought, Well, I spotted this thing. Let's see, you know what? I have a straight edge right here. So we can put that down to our marks and mark it and take the nibblers, and that thing will happily nibble its way through the whole thing. Yeah, I know I missed right there, but that's okay. We're not quite square. You just bring that down and bring that. Oops. Anyway, you see, I'm not trying to screw this up, so you get the idea. I wanted to keep this bottom roll of bolts straight and as well establish a nice way for the nibblers to run on. And I had this magnet and wrapped a string around it. I got another one over there, just happened to fit over the head of that bolt. You can figure out the rest. Now that I've got the edge marked, we're gonna go down off the ladder and show you how this little nibbler works. It's got these little teeth in there. Got that thing down a million a minute, and it ejects the little pieces out the bottom here. It's like one of the little AC-130 gunships with the shells coming out the bottom. It's pretty cool. Maybe I can get a good angle to show you that from up here. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'll show you on that sheet over there because it's safer. The thing just zips right along. Well, that's it. Got the cabin roof done. Sorry about the view. There's a lot of trees around here. I did buy a property in the middle of the forest, as you can see. Just kidding. I'm just trying to repopulate a couple trees in the yard. But yeah, pretty happy with it.